Good evening, Ravens flock. Family, how are we doing tonight? Welcome into another show. I know, right? We were just here last night and we are back. Listen, we're back because tonight's call-in show is yet another opportunity for us to get some reps in, to practice yet again so I can make sure that I get it right before the start of the season. So I'm getting my reps in. So thank you all for being here. Good evening, Hendo. How are you tonight?
Tired. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. And I hope you get some sleep, get some good rest tonight after, of course, after the Gators game. They play right now. So, yeah, I know. I'm so excited about it. Aren't you, Hendo? Anyway.
Nobody cares about the Gators.
Yes, they do. Listen, tonight's stream, if you are just now tuning in, if you're coming in as you enter the building, we're going to just kind of piggyback on something that was said last night from one of our not one of our callers, but the caller who actually I was able to get on camera with us. Shout out to Kevin. I hope you come back tonight. But he made some very, very salient points. And we're going to just kind of talk a little bit more about it because last night's stream was cut short. So that's what tonight is. We're just going to add a little bit of oomph to what Kevin had to say. But before we do that, I'd like to say and give a warm welcome, say hello to those who've joined us already. Thank you. I see you, 86 Ghost. Thanks, B Squared, for being here. Lady Laura, Baltimore, glad you could make the live stream. Tim, good evening. I hope you and the young gentlemen are doing well. I hope your boys are doing great. I don't know if school has started for them, but I'm wishing them a very good year this year. Co-Air, I see you. Brent, good to see you. Thank you. Don Royal. Thank you. Archie Manning is trash. Okay, we'll talk about it. Slicer and Justin. We have Kamal already, a full house. Thank you. Thank you. That's right. Do us a favor as you come in. As you come in.
Oh, is it Florida State winning against Alabama? Okay.
Not for long. Come on, Alabama. Okay. I never cheer for Alabama, but come on. What are they? Roll Tide? Whatever they are. Yeah, come on, Alabama. Do something. But as Co-Air Multimedia has said, hit the like button on both streams for us. So one thing that was said last night by Kevin is he placed a lot of the onus and the responsibility for our team's struggles on John Harbaugh. And if you did not watch that game, if you did not watch that stream, he talked about, Hendo, what's going on? What's happening with these Seminoles? Please tell me that this is, anyway.
You know, if I'm doing that chop, you know what's about to happen.
Yeah, hopefully Alabama's about to get an interception. All right, so, as Kevin was indicating last night, he puts a lot of kind of like the problems that he's seen over the years, the last few years, on John Harbaugh. And yay, good job, Alabama. I don't know what just happened, but that's great. If Hendo is frowning up and, he's fussing at the screen, that must mean that something's going on. Damn. Anyway, but John Harbaugh. Mm-hmm. And so one thing that I thought of, if we still have John Harbaugh, and it's not an if because we signed him this offseason, all right, we extended his contract. So since we have John Harbaugh, what are some things that you are looking to see from our players, in particular, our leaders of our team, to kind of step up when we have those moments from John Harbaugh that are very, very questionable, that most oftentimes lead to undesirable results? Hendo?
I'm looking for mutiny part 2.
Tell us what you mean.
Back in 2012, the team had a mutiny. They didn't like the way that they practiced. They didn't like the way that he ran the team. They didn't like the way that his ego tried to overshadow everything that they did. So they had a meeting as a team, and they told him, all that stuff you talking, we ain't doing it. And they went on to win a Super Bowl. So I just think he's gotten somewhat better as a coach, but I do think that these players need to at times take the reins. Like we said before, Anquan Bolden said it. If you have to rely on your coaches, you are not a good team. The leaders of your team run the team. They keep everybody in line, and they make sure that the guys are prepared to play. Head coaches, they teach X's and O's, strategies, game plans. For us, we have a head coach that's not an offensive coordinator, nor was he ever a defensive coordinator. So when we get in certain situations, he has no input. He has nothing to say. That's why we don't have any kind of game plan when things start to go wrong. Like, he doesn't have in-game adjustments. We tend to fail. So I think that Lamar, Kyle, Rowe, Derek, I think these guys need to step up and say, you know what? We're not throwing a pass to the right guard. We're not throwing a pass to the center at the 2-yard line. We're going to run Derrick Henry 4 straight times. If we don't make it, like he said yesterday, I'll live and die with that. If you have Derrick Henry at the 2-yard line and you rush him 4 straight times and they stop us, they deserve it. They deserve everything that they get, but you have to at least try. You can't run Derrick Henry 16 times in a game. Now, in the previous years, we made the excuse for him saying maybe he didn't trust the running backs. Maybe he didn't trust Gus Edwards. Maybe he didn't trust J.K. Dobbins. Mark Ingram was hurt at one point in time. So since we didn't trust him, he didn't run him. But you can't tell me that you have a Hall of Fame running back in your backfield and you don't trust him to get a touchdown, because when we went to the third quarter, all they did at the end of the third quarter was run the ball, and we scored a touchdown. And Derrick Henry had like 63 yards in the third quarter alone. And then after that, we said, you know what? Let's zag, because, I like making things interesting.
Yeah. We have our first super chat of the evening coming from 86 Ghost. Thank you, B Squared, for the $2 donation. He said, what? Hendo making chopped cheese? Tell me what that's about.
Yeah, Seminole chopped cheese.
No. Over here we are Gators fans.
We carving up Bamas.
See the blue? That's what I'm talking about. Hendo has some blue and some orange around there somewhere. That's right, Gators all the way.
This is Snoopy. This is not anything to do with the Gators.
Thank you again for the donation, B Squared. Justin Lewis has a question for us. And I see you, Trey, football guru Robinson. It's not FSU all the way. Come on now. Let's go Gators. But Justin Lewis has a question for us. And if you have a question, please go ahead and drop your questions in the chat. And we are going to open up the phone lines and the video lines here very, very soon. So if you'd like to come on camera with us, there is a pinned Zoom link in my chat as well as Hendo's. You can just click on that link. It'll take you right to Zoom. If you want to come on and turn on your camera, great. If you don't want to turn on your camera, you don't have to. There's a little button that, you guys know how to do Zoom. You guys know how to do it better than I do, obviously, because last night I struggled. But moving on. So Justin Lewis has a question. What do the Ravens have to do to improve for them to get over the hump? Excellent question, Justin. And I'll start with it. What I think the Ravens need to do to improve is look at and really study what are the things that caused you to fail. And I'm going to call it that, right? What are the things that caused you to be unsuccessful in your quest for a championship, despite having an excellent roster the last 2 seasons at least? So you have to study what mistakes did we make? And you start from the head coach. And that's why Kevin's comments were so very timely. And again, let me say this right now. If you want to come on camera, you can. But the only thing we ask is that you be respectful. Some people's opinions you might agree with, some you might disagree with. Mine you might disagree with, and Hendo's as well. But the only thing that we ask around here is that you be respectful in voicing your opinion. But going back to my answer, Justin, it starts with what Kevin, in my opinion, it starts with what Kevin talked about last night. It starts with the leadership. It starts with the head coach. But because we did not make changes in that front, we kept John Harbaugh. I don't expect to see much different than what we've seen from John Harbaugh in terms of his coaching style and how he coaches the team. Are there instances where I believe he mismanages the team? Absolutely. So what do we need to do to get over the hump? I think it's going to be just kind of what Hendo said. The players are going to have to unite. And even down to the, positional coaches, they're going, the defensive coordinator, the offensive coordinator, positional coaches, they're going to have to come together and say, this is what's working for us. This is what our identity is, both on offense and defense. This is what has carried us. And I understand, John Harbaugh, you're the boss. I get it. But at some point, if what you are suggesting that we do throw a trick play to your right guard or your left tackle, it's not going to work with the game on the line. If we keep trying to feed the ball to Mark Andrews at the goal line, and we know that he has just not been very
Successful.
active, okay, in the postseason, but yet we have all of these other weapons and we're not utilizing them properly. That's what I think the Ravens need to do in order to kind of get us over the hump. They have to study where they've gone wrong and be willing to change. Hendo?
I mean, it's a simple question. The only thing they need to improve on is being who they are, continuing to do what they've always done. Lamar Jackson, when he starts, finishes the season, we win 12 games at least. Every year, we beat the best teams in the NFL except for the Kansas City Chiefs. Every team. When San Francisco was hot and their defense couldn't be moved on, we destroyed them. The Lions, the Seahawks, every team that was supposedly dominant or the number one team, or the guy that was the front runner for MVP, we dismantled them. But then we get into the playoffs and we turn into a whole nother animal. So if we can just be ourselves and do what we've done during the regular season, I understand the pressure's greater. I understand it's more intense. The competition's a lot stiffer, but a lot of these teams, they have already beaten them in the regular season. So why can't you just duplicate what you did in earlier in the season and beat them in the playoffs? I understand separate games, different things happen, penalties, turnovers, but the way that the Ravens dominate, it's not like they just eke out wins versus these teams. They dominate them and make them look silly. And at the end of every regular season, people say, watch out for the Ravens. They had one of the best rosters in the NFL. They have Lamar Jackson, the quarterback. Then we get into the playoffs and we want to be foolish and do other things to try to prove that we're smarter than everyone else. Well, apparently we aren't smarter than everyone else because we've had the best quarterback in the league since 2019. And the results have been similar each and every year. So if we can just be ourselves and do the things that we've done to be successful in the regular season and parlay that into the postseason, we should be okay.
Yeah.
And get the defense to create some turnovers. And stop turning the ball over ourselves. Yeah.
That'd be lovely. And that was what I was going to add to your point, Hendo. I was going to say, it's all about cleaning up those mistakes. It's all about, especially in the postseason. And I know the season hasn't even started for us. And, us Ravens fans, we're already focused on the postseason. But it's like Lamar says, we got to take it one game at a time. But for purposes of tonight's, to answer your question, I think the mistakes that we continue to make, fumbling the ball, the drops, the lack of interceptions, the lack of turnovers created by our defense. Defense can't get stops. They can't get. That's what's problematic for us, and that's what remains problematic. And when we start off slow to try to overcome a deficit, I think what we were down by 21-10 at the half. I think against Buffalo.
At one point, yeah.
At one point, we were down 21-10. And not to say that's not to take anything away from the valiant effort by Lamar to try and lead his team and get us rallied back together and come on, let's win this game. But when you come out flat or you start off slow or you're creating these mistakes and you have these turnovers, it's a lot to try to overcome. So it's either we figure it out early. And by early, I mean like games 1, 2, 3, what our mistakes are and not try to make them anymore and to improve each week as we move into the middle, into the latter parts of the regular season. Or we're going to be sitting here like we were 7, 8 months ago, frustrated because we have such a great team and the opportunity is right here in front of us. So excellent question. Thank you. If you all have any other questions, feel free to drop them in the chat and we will answer them for you. And the lines are open now. If you would like to call in, share your thoughts, feel free. There's a pinned link in my stream as well as Hendo's. If you are just now tuning in, feel free to call in, hop on the live stream with us, come into the chat and talk with us, share your thoughts. Couple of other things I wanted to kind of, talk about tonight. If you had to say, one thing I was thinking about, while I am very much an optimistic person and I believe in our team, I certainly do. If you had to say one area of weakness right now for our team that maybe gives you a little concern as we get ready to start the season, what would it be for you, Hendo?
First and foremost, thank you, Will, for subscribing to the channel. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing that we've had since we've lost Marshall Yonda. This offensive line just, it's not terrible. It's not one of the worst in the league, but it's not as good as it could be. And we've had this discussion so many times about you have an MVP at quarterback. You have arguably the best player in the league, but you want to experiment with guys saying, well, they're going to be better next year. We are in a Super Bowl window this year. Why are we worrying about somebody getting better next year? Why not go out and get somebody that can block for your quarterback? And we always say, well, they did a fantastic job during the regular season. They played better than we expected. Then once they get to the postseason, just like last year versus Buffalo and their smallish defensive line manhandled us. When we played the Chiefs, I mean, you expected, but they manhandled us. A lot of Lamar's turnovers come from this offensive line not blocking properly. So if we could just shore that up and stop saying, well, if we just get a little more defense, how much more do you want to hold, or how much less do you want to hold teams scoring in the playoffs? You allocate everything that you can to the defense, but yet and still, we can't score enough points to overcome these opponents. Now, last year we scored 25 points. Kudos to us. But before then, that's something that we weren't doing. We were averaging 13.9 points per game in the playoffs. And that's with scoring, what did we score versus Houston? Like 36, something like that. But without that game, we were averaging 9.9 points per game in the playoffs. So you're saying that your offense can't block, your offense can't run, your offense can't score, but we're going to get more defense, even though we were holding teams to, I believe, 13.6 points per game in the playoffs versus the best QBs in the AFC. But yet still, we want to keep getting more and more defense, and we're ignoring this offensive line saying, well, if Andrew Voorhees can get healthy, he can overtake this position and be good. Daniel Falele, I know he's never played guard in his life, but we're going to throw him out there and wish for the best. How can you do that? And luckily, Roger Rosengarten was a stud. Yeah. Because if he had not have been, that O-line would have been in trouble if Ronnie Stanley would have gotten injured because he didn't have a backup. So one of the most important position groups on the field, especially on offense, they want to play games with and say, well, maybe next year when these guys develop, we'll be okay. But what about this year? We're trying to win a Super Bowl this year, and you're playing around with Lamar's health. We tried in 2021. We tried in 2022. Lamar Jackson played 12 games. He didn't finish the season. And they still want to play games with their quarterback. Then they paid him all of this money and still said, we can hope that these guys can do what we need them to do. But if you have a linebacker that's not performing well, or you have a safety or a corner that's not performing well, they're going to go get these free agents. They're going to make a trade. They're going to do whatever they can because they will not let Jalen Armour-Davis or Pepe Williams develop and play. They will not let Trenton Simpson get on the field until he's ready. But for an offensive lineman, it's like, well, he's got to develop. He's got to play to get some experience. But you're risking Lamar's health. And if Lamar does not play, we've seen it, especially with your guy, Tyler Huntley, we ain't doing diddly squat.
I'm not concurring with you on the last part. I do concur with you prior to that. But if I had to say a concern of mine, it is certainly offensive line.
Gosh.
It really is. What happened?
Did Florida State just beat the number 8 team in the country?
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. So we're going to just move on. Like a herd of turtles. So who really cares about FSU? The real game starts like 15 minutes ago. The Go Gators.
Florida versus Long Island
It doesn't
University.
matter. Listen, move on. Okay.
Long Island. They're playing a high school team.
Anyway, leave my Gators alone. Listen, you can only play your opponent who's put in front of you. They didn't ask for this.
They're playing art students.
Whatever. But yeah, for me, it's the depth at O-line. Mm-hmm. That's the issue. I mean, obviously we can talk about our starters. Okay, well, we have some question marks there. But even beyond our starters at offensive line, who do we have as depth pieces on the O-line?
Cleveland.
And what position is Ben Cleveland going to play? Because Ravens seem to love their plug-and-play players. Players that they can put in.
He can play right guard.
He can play right guard. So my question is, you said Ben Cleveland. We've seen the Ben Cleveland experiment that's kept him on both sides of Lamar Jackson. Where are we plugging Ben Cleveland? Are we plugging him at right guard?
I mean,
are we plugging him
injured?
Right, but then what happens if you need who's backing up Ronnie Stanley? And I'm not saying that not even talking about an injury, but just, hey, if Ronnie Stanley needs a break, who's backing Ronnie Stanley up?
Better call Tyrone.
No, I mean, and these are serious questions that I'm thinking about,
I
right?
mean,
So when I say weakness, right? Okay, what if Ronnie Stanley needs a break? Hopefully he's good, he's great, with no concern. He doesn't need to come off the field, no problem.
we've got no boom.
Okay, is this where you plug in Ben
We got no
Cleveland?
boom.
I mean, I'm asking.
We've got no boom.
We
And
do
he's
have a
fantastic.
we do have another super chat coming in from Doran Boone. Thank you for the
Appreciate
$3 donation. Harbaugh is too predictable. He is very predictable. And we were talking pretty much at length with our caller, Kevin, from last night's show about his concerns about John Harbaugh. And Doran, absolutely. The predictability that we see with these Ravens, it starts with the head. That's pretty much all on the head coach. So we've got to be able to change it up. We've got to keep the other opposing teams guessing. We cannot be so predictable, so just vanilla, like, oh, this is what the Ravens do every year. And that is absolutely true. So thank you for that.
Yeah, listen, I can stand. I can tolerate losing. Every team loses every now and again.
Sure.
What I can't tolerate is your head guy, the guy that represents your team, gets up in the press conference. It's like, hey, you win some, you lose some. It just wasn't a year. What? Appreciate you.
Tanja says Ben Cleveland will come in and he will ball out. At what position?
Left guard, right guard, center.
He's never played center. He's never played a center.
He has played center. They put him at center in the preseason this year and last year.
I don't remember it this year, but okay. But yeah, so that was my only thing, Tanja, in terms of backups. Like,
we in trouble. If somebody go down, we in trouble.
We're in trouble. And so we have to really think about that. Now that, again, we want all of our guys to stay healthy, not just O-linemen, not just Lamar, everyone. This is a team effort. We need everybody out there. We do.
We do. If the playoffs start and Mark Andrews just didn't play, I wouldn't be upset.
No.
I wouldn't miss 39 yards a game, 2 drops per game. I wouldn't miss that.
Yes, that's right. Moving along like a herd of turtles. Brandon wanted to know, did we draft a guard? Was it in the late?
Emory Jones was supposed to be a guard, or they would transition him to guard. Garrett Dellinger, but he's on the practice squad right now. I hope you don't think you're going to elevate him.
Yeah.
Vincent, they wanted possibly to do a swing tackle with him. He did beat up Owe, but outside of that, I haven't seen him.
We're going to take Robert's question. He didn't beat up Owe. Owe had to school that man and say, listen, brother, you just got here.
HBCU.
It doesn't. I'm an HBCU grad. That's not how we don't.
That's how you did them.
Yeah, that is how we do it. But okay, listen. Robert wants to know, what do you both think about the new linebacker Higgins? Trenton Simpson doesn't seem to cut it for me. I don't know what it is about Trenton Simpson. I've been talking about it for a while. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it's just not it. So I think there's fair game right now for Higgins. He made quite a name for himself in the preseason. I think with Trenton Simpson, going into year 3 for him. Mm-hmm. And yes, there's certainly a learning curve, but I don't know if the Ravens don't really have confidence in Trenton. So at this point, I could totally see Higgins beating out Trenton Simpson within a few games. What do you think, Hendo?
I think Trenton Simpson has improved. I don't understand what the disconnect is between he and the team. He didn't have the best of seasons. I know he missed some assignments, but the man had 71 tackles in 14 games, and they didn't play him a majority of the season. 71 tackles is a lot of tackles. I don't care how you spell it, but it's a lot of tackles. But I think Jay Higgins I like him. I think that what's up, G? I think that he was the best player in the preseason by far, hands down. He was the best player in preseason, and I'm so glad that the Ravens decided to keep him around. Um, no, I don't know why they kept Jake Hummel. I know why, but I just think that Higgins should get more of an opportunity because he was a playmaker. Sacks, forced fumbles, tip balls, toss. Like he did everything that you asked of him. And I think that he's going to have an impact on his team. Even if Trenton Simpson starts the season and ends the season, I think that they're going to rotate them like they did last year. What's so funny?
We were asking that. I think this was
Man.
in response to who's going to be our backup in terms of the,
Man.
if
Not the Shih Tzu.
the Shih Tzu might have to go out there and back Ronnie Stanley up if necessary, Rosengar, somebody. I love it. Sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, no, Jay Higg. I think that they may have to tag team that position until one of them grabs hold of it. And I do think long term, I think Jay Higgins is going to be the pick because next year is going to be Trenton Simpson's fourth year with the team. And if he doesn't make drastic improvement, he's going to be gone. And they have his replacement waiting in the wings. All he needs is the experience. Listen, this young man 2 years ago in college had 171 tackles in college. They don't play a 17-game season. So he knows how to find the ball. He knows how to make plays. He did the damn thing. So for me, I really like I like all the undrafted free agent rookies that the Ravens signed. Like they're playmakers. Unlike some guys that we have kept on the roster in years past, they were decent players, but they didn't make plays. They were more into playing in the ice tub, trying to get healthy than being on the field and helping the team win.
Hendo playing in the ice. Okay. I'm just.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but by now Trenton Simpson should be ready. And when we talk about like going into year 3 for him, okay, fine. You've had 2 full seasons now with Roquan Smith. And that's another one. That's another one I want to talk about in just a moment. You've had 2 full seasons, sitting alongside of Roquan Smith learning. And I just don't see that he's not maximizing the moment. Something about Trenton Simpson tells me that your job could be on the line. I wouldn't be surprised if he's benched at some point. So Justin Lewis does have a great question. Excellent question. We'll start with you, Hendo. How many sacks will Owe have this season?
13.
Why do you say 13?
He's just been building each and every year, and it's a contract year. And we know a lot of Baltimore Ravens, when they get into a contract year, they're going to price themselves out of Baltimore. And then with the talent that we have around us now, and Zach Orr being in his second season, I think that they're going to free him up a lot more. They may not play Kyle Van Noy as much because of his age, because he's 34 years old.
Yep.
So that's going to give him more opportunities. Even though he had double-digit sacks last year, there were times where they didn't play him. They had Tavius Robinson take the majority of OA snaps. So this year, if he can stay on the field, I think that he can maximize that and possibly get even more.
Yeah, I'm still wondering why they had my guy not on the field. I don't know. I'm still bothered by that. They just had something out for him. They didn't want him to get double-digit sacks, but he proved all them haters wrong. I can see 12. I can see 12 sacks for Odafe this year. Definitely. With ease. And I think he can do 12 sacks. I would give him. If he does 13, I'll be incredibly happy. But I don't want him to price himself out of Baltimore. I don't.
He already has.
I know. And especially now with the signing of Kyle Hamilton, the extension of Kyle Hamilton. Again, I wished him well last night. Kudos to Kyle. Absolutely deserves it. But our money is going to be looking real funny next year. When it's time to sign more players next offseason, I don't have it. Ravens are going to be very, very tight on cash. And you're right, Don Royal. Roquan has been suspect in coverage, which leads me to ask the question to you in the chat. What do you need to see from Roquan this year that you might not have seen from him last year, being the vocal leader of the defense that he is, or that he's supposed to be? He alongside of Marlon Humphrey, I understand, but we brought Roquan in just for that leadership And what do you need to see from him this year, Hendo?
Something that I think that I've already seen from him, and that would be his waist.
What did you just say?
His waist.
What do you mean?
He's lost weight. Like he looks. I can't say that the man. He's a professional football player. I can't say he was out of shape last season, but he looked a little bit heavier. This year, he seems to be more in shape than he was, and hopefully, this affects his performance on the field. Not saying it's. We're not saying that Roquan is a bad player because he's not by any stretch of the imagination. Did he have a down year from the year prior? Yes, he did. But for me, the biggest thing is you get up there right before the playoffs and you talk about they don't respect us. Let's go out here and make them respect us. And then you disappear in the playoffs. You are $100 million man. Like, I expect you to just say, you know what? Enough with the speeches. Let me go out there and let my play do the talking for me. So I just expect him, especially as the veteran. Now, I know Kyle is not really arguably our best player on defense, but you're the quarterback of that defense. Like, you came out of Georgia. I wanted the Ravens to draft him. And I just think that sometimes he does a little more talking than he does playing. And it looks good at the end of the game, 17 tackles. I mean, Ray Lewis used to fall on piles too. It happens.
Yeah. Roquan just needs to.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. We are open for conversation. And it says Hendo Zoom link says invalid invite, just letting you know. I just put the link again. I know. I just put the link and Hendo used that same link to call in here.
I'm on the link right now.
Yeah, he's on the link. So I put it in Hendo's chat and I pinned it to mine. Manuel, let us know if the link that I just put into Hendo's chat, let us know if that works. But yeah, it should work. If it doesn't, please let us know. But yes, if you are just now tuning in, thank you. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button. And if you would like to come on screen and talk with us, share your thoughts, weigh in on these Baltimore Ravens, there is a pinned link in my stream as well as Hendo's. And I just dropped the link again in Hendo's stream. So you can click on that Zoom link and come right on up and join us. And I see Manuel is here. So for that, we have our first guest. But before we do that, I want to say a huge thank you to someone just became a member of Hendo's channel. Want to say thank you very much, Barry Hayes, for becoming a channel member. And if you would like to become a member of either of our channels or both, there is a join button down below. Please click on the join button and you will become a member because, you know, membership, there's always perks, you know, for members.
Make sure to look out. So make sure to look out for when I put the link in for the Discord.
Yeah.
Look out for that because the rest of them just seem like they don't see it, but it's okay.
All right. So we do have our first guest and I'm queuing Manuel up right now.
Hey, I see him and he came up quickly.
He did.
Stark contrast from yesterday.
Hey, one thing I'm waiting for though.
Oh goodness.
Hold on.
What are you waiting for? The scene?
No, not the scene. I see. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna get it. It's gonna be quicker this time. Hold on. There we go. All right. Now we have with us our guest for tonight. Manuel, good evening. Thank you for being here. How are you?
Appreciate it.
Hey, I'm good.
Awesome.
How are you, Yola? How are you, Hendo?
We are doing just fine, and we're happy that you are with us tonight. Thank you for joining. Thank you for your patience, Manuel. Manuel called in last night, and I am not a tech-y person, but he came back tonight, so I want to say a huge thank you for you. Thank you for that. What are some of your thoughts? Tell us what you're thinking about these here Baltimore Ravens.
The O-line still is an issue.
Yeah.
It still is an issue. I am happy that we got Mike Green. I think everybody was happy because if you actually pay attention before the draft, we were like, is it going to be Stewart? Is it going to be Starks? Is it going to be Green? We can only take one because we always thought it's just one, not two of three. So the moment that on the second round, hey, Mike Green on us, just like the Dr. Pass Rush, Like Mike Green, obviously, because for us, he's the next sucks in on the wings.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The only thing he's what Owe was last year, but now is like we have it right here. We have it right here at the moment.
Right.
And I think that has to do more so with I don't know if God, I don't know if luck, uh, that he fell to us, but still, that was great. Uh, Now we got our secondary fixed up. We got D Hop teaching, wide receivers like Tess, hey, use your body, use your height, you know,
Yeah.
Mhm.
fight that ball because that's what we lacked. I mean, if you look at Rashad Bate, no offense to Rashad and Say, I mean, they're great wide receivers,
Right.
but
Mm-hmm.
we're still lacking in Anquan Bolding.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah.
If you remember that Super Bowl run,
Reach.
Anquan Bolding was back that year, and
Mm-hmm.
what happened? Hey, Flacco just threw it in the third and forever,
Yeah.
and somehow he just came down with the ball, and hey, new set of downs, and we kept moving.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know that I know that Mile High Miracle, rest in peace, Jacoby. I mean, he's no Anquan, but without Anquan on the regular season in certain games,
Right.
without Anquan on that Colts game, last game at home for Ray Lewis,
Mhm.
and because I was there personally to watch Joe Flacco beat Tom Brady
Mhm.
in that AFC Championship,
Mm.
Mm.
that was Anquan Bolding.
Yeah.
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 And we got D Hop teaching Tess be that Anquan Bolding.
Right.
Like your version, but still teach you gotta be that,
Yeah.
Teach
you
them how to play
know?
bigger. Yeah, and
Yeah.
don't forget the 3rd and 5 in the Super Bowl where they needed the first down because San Francisco had the momentum. He threw it up to Bolden. Bolden just snatched it out the air, first down. We go on to win the game. We kicked the field goal, but we go on to win the game. So yeah, having a guy like Anquan Bolden, just having a number one receiver where you can just throw him the ball at any time and know he's going to come down with the ball or nobody's going to catch it.
Mm.
Lamar needs one of those. And like you said, no
Yeah.
disrespect to Zay, no disrespect to Bateman. We need that alpha that wants the ball. I know John Harbaugh says, I don't want guys that want to come here thinking about their stats and their numbers. That's what wide receivers do. That's what
Yes.
makes them great, wanting the ball in key and crucial situations. So we can still win with the guys that we have, but if we just had that Jamar Chase, even a T. Higgins, like we had that guy. Oh my, who could stop us?
Yeah. Question
Yeah.
for you, Manuel. So, as you were talking, a comment came through. Our offense will be just fine this season. What are your
They
thoughts on
will.
that? What are your thoughts?
Yes, two things.
Okay.
If Falala, I know it's just friendly banter, but
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
if he actually stays his ground, if he becomes more aggressive at point of contact, either
Yeah.
in pass protection and in run plays, because I don't, he might be the heaviest guy, the tallest guy on the offensive line. If you don't have that aggressiveness,
Mhm.
Hmm.
I'm sorry to say, but you don't belong in football. You belong in other sport. I
Right.
don't know what it is because if we recall, you can be the nicest person, but if you're not aggressive during the game,
Mhm.
out. And I was told that when I was playing, when I try to be a linebacker, you gotta be that aggressive, man. You gotta be that. If you're not gonna be the muscle guy, at least be fast enough that and aggressive enough in order for you to actually just go and hit the guy when he catches the ball when he's trying to run on the edge. Like
Facts.
it's a controlled aggressiveness in that sport. And if you don't have it, I'm sorry to say, but you go on another sport.
Yeah.
Mm.
I know Harbs, know him. I know that the whole story, but if I don't see that evolution from him,
Right.
our offense is not going to be just fine like the comment. It's going to be um 2022 offense.
Oh, Yeah.
No, no,
Yeah.
no,
No.
no,
No.
no, no. We can't be that
No.
bad.
Because
But Coach Evans did show a play over at Sip Tally, Fat Lele, looking like a Scooby Doo character running from a ghost. Like he was just out there not touching anybody, just running around. Like, where do I go? And to me, even though this is the second year starting at guard, you've been an offensive lineman since college, high school.
Yeah.
You should know, get your hands on somebody. And the sad part is, either way, if he plays poorly or if he balls out, this is his last year with the Ravens. Because if he balls out, they're not going to pay him starter money. So what was this
No.
all? So what was this all for?
Yeah.
I don't know. And you know what's funny, Hendo? Speaking about players not playing, we never had a replacement for Marshall Young. Like
Mm.
we never got ready. Harbs knew that he was on his last wings.
Mm-hmm.
No replacement. It's the same thing with Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. They knew that winning that Super Bowl that year, winning that Super Bowl is like they're out the gate. Like
Mm-hmm.
Ray Lewis is out the gate or Ed Reed is out the gate. Well, obviously we know now, but like before the season even started, it's like, hey, these might be the last year that we have them. Do we
Right.
have guys ready after them? No.
No.
Uh,
No.
what?
And
Same with Yanda. Uh, what was the problem that we had with also our center that forced us to draft Tyler Linderbaum?
Which
As,
one? Well, Bradley Bozeman, Matt Skura. Which one? Which one we talk? We talking about Matt Skura?
mascara.
uh,
Bradley Bozeman
I-
he had one good year, then he went on to Carolina.
Yeah.
yeah. I think who was our center on 2019? I keep forgetting his name.
2019.
Leave it in the chat if
That
you
it was
remember
also
who
his.
our center was in 2019. For those who Google really fast, drop it in the chat for us.
Maybe they know it. They don't have
Or
to.
maybe they already know it by memory. Okay, all right. Maybe they know it by
But
memory. But drop it
but
in the
he,
chat really quickly for us. But
yeah.
my question is, and I'm gonna ask this to Hendo and to Manuel and to everyone in the chat. One thing I think, as Manuel was speaking, what I interpreted from what he said, we need
Mhm.
some dogs on this team. We need some absolute dogs on offense and defense. Name one offensive player right now who you would say is an absolute dog for this team. In the chat, let us know. Manuel?
Lamar, but that's the only
I know
that's the only
that's what
guy.
everybody other than I should have said other than Lamar. Name one on offense.
Derrick Henry.
I was going to say
Uh,
Zay Flowers is coming into that. That's what I can envision him. But offensive line, name one.
Rosengarten.
I don't know yet.
Mi-
I don't know yet. Let me see.
Listen.
I think that's a
listen,
fair. I
listen.
think
You take a defensive player of the year and nullify him for 2 games. I tip my cap to
Oh
you.
yeah.
yeah.
Even
Okay.
Miles Garrett.
He did.
Even
He went up
Miles
to him.
Garrett showed him respect
He did.
for a rookie playing next to a guy who wasn't that good.
Yeah. It was Matt Skura to go back to
Yeah,
your question.
Matt
Matt
Skura.
Skura, and he left for what in 2020, and we were rotating Presley
Mascara,
Cologne.
Mascara got tossed when he tossed that ball over Lamar's head against Buffalo and he got a concussion. That's when we got rid of him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We do have a super chat coming through from Seeking King of the Seas, the $2
Appreciate it.
donation. Thank you. He said Zay Flowers is an absolute dog. And that's what I'm saying. I think Zay is really coming into that. I think he had it in him just because of who he is by nature. But coming into the league, now going into his 3rd year, I can see it. But now let's flip the side, right? I know we've been concentrating a lot on offense, but Manuel, let me ask you this. And thank you again for the $2 donation. We appreciate it. Manuel, on the defense, who is that absolute dog that we had? Like a Marcus Peters. Who do we have right now? Name him.
I want to say Roquan, but Roquan right now it's not that dog because Marcus Peters had that swag
He did.
of regardless if you made a play on me, I'm still going to be the guy that you suffer a big hit. I mean, we saw it with Ed Reed and Ray Lewis. It's like, okay, you made a play on me, but I hit you very hard on the ground and I talk trash during it. I just see Roquan like, oh, they made a play on me and just walking in like, okay, but I need to see more vibe that, hey, even if you make a play, it's gonna still hurt. And I'm gonna talk to you that, hey, you made it, but you just got hit. I don't see it. And I hope, I really hope that because I see it on Mike Green, like the potential to actually be that dog. If he plays and makes plays, like we have 6 weeks of pure gauntlet in the beginning of the season.
Yep.
If Mike Green makes a play like a crucial sack or one of those forced fumbles, or they drop it into coverage and surprising interception from him, and he makes that swag move to the defense, I would center my confidence on him because he's like, oh, look, he has swag.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a type of swag that Mark Parsons, talking a little bit about him, came into the league. The crawling and just like the arrow. Yeah, that's him, and I think that he has the potential to be that dog for the defense. But right now, for as much as I want to say Roquan, I just don't see it on the veteran side.
Yeah. And I'll say this. I wanted to say Roquan, and I still do. But to me, Roquan became soft last year. There were many games where I did not see, outside of him hoorahing the team at the beginning of the game, when the time came for him to play on the field, how was his coverage? When the time came for him. So when I say a dog on the team, I mean just that, not just off the field, but on the field as well. Thank you, Manuel. It has been great chatting with you. Thank you very much.
Appreciate you.
Again. Thank you for coming back.
You want my pick though? You want me to tell you my
I'ma
pick?
get to-
You want me to tell you who my dog is?
Oh, yeah, we
get to
forgot
Hendo.
Hendo.
I'm gonna get to you, Hendo. I'm gonna get to you. I'm gonna come back, but I just wanted to thank
I want to
Manuel.
hear Hendo. I want to hear Hendo.
Let's hear it,
All right.
Hendo. Who is on defense? And you can drop it in the chat if you are watching live right now. And if you're watching on replay, thank you. Leave a comment down below. On our defense right now, number one person you call that dog for us. Hendo.
Jair Alexander. Jair. Now, if you haven't paid attention to him in Green Bay, don't speculate. If you did not watch it while he was not saying you personally, but I'm just saying, if you haven't watched it in Green Bay, getting the battles with AJ Brown and other wide receivers, don't speculate and say, I don't know. Because he is that guy. He does carry himself like he is that guy. Now, he may not be in Marcus Peters because Marcus Peters was from Oakland. And he carried himself like he was from Oakland. Like, I don't care how big you are. But I think that he pumps his teammates up. He has that swagger. And if we notice, Marlon Humphrey played his best football when he played opposite his boy. So that's my dog.
Yeah.
That's my dog.
Will
That's
he
my
step
dog.
on the opposing team's logo just as payback?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
It was beautiful.
And when I say again, and when I say that dog, I'm talking, as I said a minute ago, I'm talking your play on the field as well as your personality and your temperament off the field. The same way that Marcus Peters got all up in Harbaugh's face and had no problem telling him what he had to tell him on that sideline.
It's a little bit different, Jay. He's coming off injury and he's on a 1-year deal.
And I get it. I do. I'm not expecting that from Jair.
He's not Deontay Johnson.
Right. I was just using that as an example. But again, Manuel, it has been a blast chatting with you. Thank you for coming on again and sharing your thoughts.
Thank you for the opportunity, Yola.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely. Make sure you come back. Don't be a stranger around here.
We might do this. We might do this every 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, we're definitely going to open up these phone lines and video lines at least once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week. You just never know. But again, Manuel, thank you. And we will talk with you very soon.
Thank you, and
Appreciate it.
have a nice weekend.
You
The
too.
last weekend without football.
Woo!
Yes, indeed.
I love
Yes,
it. That's
indeed.
right. Go Ravens. Oh, thank you very much to our guest. It was good to have Manuel come in and share his perspective. But listen, for those who are just now tuning in, we are about to wrap up the show. But
Another super chat.
we do have another super chat before we go. And I just wanted to also say that if you are just now tuning in, make sure you hit the like button. It helps our channels. And if you are new, welcome, subscribe, join the family, turn on your post notifications, and we will have more of these opportunities where you can come on live and just like Manuel tonight, just like Kevin last night, come on, share your thoughts. Let's talk about the Ravens as this season unfolds. But we do have, like Hendo said, another super chat coming through. Thank you, Seeking Kings of the Seas, with the $5 donation.
Appreciate
Roquan lost his Robin and Patrick Queen. He's Batman, but needs a competent sidekick that can wreak havoc and draw attention. He needs a Robin.
That says a lot.
I agree with you. I do. I agree because you think about how Marlon Humphrey played when he had Marcus Peters. And then the year that Marcus Peters left, we saw a very significant decrease in Marlon Humphrey's level of play. And people were calling him, oh, he's washed. He's not what he used to be, Marlon Humphrey. But he turned the tide. This last season, we saw a true bounce back from Marlon Humphrey. So it does, there is something to be said about having your good friend or someone who you trust, someone who you're confident in, play right alongside you. There's something to be said about that. What do you think, Hendo?
I mean, it's true to an extent, but since we love to throw around the Ray Lewis comparisons, Ray Lewis did it regardless of who he played beside. Ray Lewis did it by himself when they decided he needed two gigantic defensive tackles. They went hit. Of course you can. Just click the link. They went and got him to Sam Adams, Tony Saragusa. He did his thing with them. He did his thing with Peter Boulware, Jamie Sharper, Edgerton Hartwell, Adelius Thomas. No matter who they put beside Ray Lewis, he got the other guy paid. So I understand what you're saying. Of course, you need great players around you to make you better, but then sometimes there are guys that are transcendent. What's going on? They're transcendent and they can make plays all on their own. And that's not to say that Roquan's not a great player, because he's one of my favorite players, especially on defense. I just think sometimes his mouth goes a little bit further than his play does. And for him to be a leader on the defense, I expect more from him in playoff games. Not saying that he's played disappointingly, but I just expect him to shut certain things down and get better at some deficiencies. Now he's struggling coverage, and a lot of that has to do with compensating for who he had beside him. I mean, I can't say that
You
because
can't put it both
he and Patrick Queen struggled in coverage together. Like both of them suck. So, but I mean, I just expect a little bit more. But I mean, it's true to a certain extent. I watched him at Georgia, and I saw how talented he was. You
can certainly click the link. But you know what? We're going to wrap up the stream in the next 5 minutes. We're going to wrap up the stream in the next 5 minutes. We do have another super chat coming through. So if you want to come on, you've got about T-minus 5 minutes, because the Gators are playing, and I have to go watch the Gators whip up on NIU or OIU, whoever they playing. Let me get to the next.
Oh, the school that has a discernment in feng shui.
We're moving
like
on.
all the
design
football players, and y'all think y'all did something.
He over here talking because his little team, the FSU Seminoles, trying to just kind of barely squeak by against Alabama. But here we are. Super chat coming in from Seeking,
unranked number 18 in the country
of the Seas. Thank you for the
Swamp Dogs.
Thank you for the super chat.
Versus the Girl Scouts.
You stop it. Leave my Gators alone. Go Gators. Gators. Coming in with a super chat, $2 donation. Okay. Ray Lewis was like Lamar. He's solo Superman.
Yeah, he got people paid. He got people paid. He got defensive coordinators, head coaching jobs. He did a lot of stuff.
He did.
For a lot of people.
He did. So, well, family, Last question I see came from Justin Lewis. He wanted to know,
What's up?
what is your scoring prediction for the Ravens and the Bills next Sunday?
41-17, Baltimore.
Let me see the schedule. Where do we play? Hold on.
We play in Buffalo.
We play in Buffalo.
But here's the thing, though. Next season, Buffalo opens up a brand new stadium. And we love closing down stadiums. Because when we closed down Texas Stadium, yeah, we showed them Cowboys a thing or two. Plus, I don't want to call it payback because it gets us no further than the playoffs. But we have something to prove to them. Because those Buffalo Bills fans got a lot to say about us and Lamar. And our players hear it. They see it. And they got our backs. So I think 41 points. I mean, we beat them 35-10 last time. And I think offensively, we're a lot better. Defensively, we're a lot better. And we were the number one team in the NFL when it comes to yardage on offense. I just think that with everybody else and added DeAndre Hopkins, even though I can't remember, was it Reg? No, it was Bazel who said DeAndre Hopkins and his 450 yards. DeAndre Hopkins is going to get at least 600 yards this season. So with adding him, just that element of during goal line situations, we have another weapon. Now, if you ask me personally, this is just my personal opinion, when you get in scoring situations, you get in third and longs, when you put another weapon that a defense has to account for, that says something. When you can take somebody like Hard or Ricard off of the field and put a weapon on the field, that makes this team even more scary because you put Hard R in and you know it's going to be a block. He ain't catching no passes. The man wanted tight end money, but for what? You ain't catching nothing. You ain't doing nothing but helping the offensive line. If you got a better offensive line, you wouldn't need a fullback in 2025.
Facts.
That's just my opinion, though.
That last part, other than the Hard R, Ricard, or whatever, that last part is absolutely true.
What do you want me to say? Hard ER Ricard? Is that better? Hard ER Ricard?
That's worse. But my score prediction, I see it. Ravens 35-24. I can see that. 35-25. I can see that. I'm just going through.
No. I see him. I see all these predictions, but I'm trying to understand. We have the number one rush defense in the NFL. Well, maybe not this year. It's going to be 1 of 3. 1 of 3. Number one, top rush defense in the league. Secondary is revamped. James Cook held out for most of camp. He's going to come in rusty. If we can slow Josh Allen down, they shouldn't be able to throw on us and they shouldn't be able to run on us. Now, if they do that, Steven, I'm going to show my arse.
Steven,
show my arse.
Thank you for being here. Please make sure you come by. We are streaming the game. So please make sure you come by because if we win 20-0, Hendo is going to be completely unhinged and we want to be.
I'll be mad. When you put up 20 points, I'll be mad.
I still think you'll have plenty to say to a certain select few Bengals fans. And I'll leave that.
Bills fans.
I'm sorry, Bills fans. Yes. But I don't know. I don't think 20-0. I think that's a little bit of a lofty goal for us going into. But I would say my score prediction would be 28-21 Ravens. That's what I'm going to go with. I think 28-21 Ravens. I do think we take this game. But let's remember, Flock. That'd be great. The Charm City Dawn. That'd be great. 42-10 would be lovely.
We're on a mission.
I think that, I'm just speaking it into the atmosphere. I'm just speaking that I just have a feeling that Josh Allen is going to regress a bit in terms of his interceptions. I mean, he did very good last year. Very good. Impressed a lot of people. But I don't think he's going to replicate that again this year. I do think we'll come out with a victory. I think we'll come out healthy, which is the most important thing. But, the Bills are still a good team. The Bills are still a very good team. But anyway, I see you, Ravenville, 44-6.
I like that.
Game 1. Remember, and we have to remember who we are, right? Let's be true to the Ravens team. We tend to start out slow on offense. It takes us a few times before we get it right. Ravens haven't historically just come out firing on all cylinders on offense. So, I mean, it'd be nice.
I mean, they didn't do too bad against Kansas City last year.
They didn't
Kansas
do.
City has a better defense.
They do. They do. Ravens going to score at least 30. I give them 28. I said 28, but if you can say 30, if you say at least 30, I won't be mad at you. You know, and part of that 30, if Dre Dog, I'll say this, part of that 30, if I'm going to increase my score at least to, you know, another touchdown, then it comes off of a pick six. That's what I need to see. So if we're going to score, we're going to score on both sides of the ball. I'd love to see it. But let's remember that even when we win, not if we win, but even when we beat the Bills, it's just game one. It's still we need to get excited, be happy about our team for that victory, but it's just game one. We still have
but it gives us a leg up in seeding.
It does. It does. One pick six, I'll take it. I mean, Dre Dog, the deficit in pick six that we had last year, I'll take one, but if you want to be, in the abundance of your graciousness, you want to give us two. All right. Kyle Hamilton with one. And I don't know,
Nate Wiggins?
I was going to say Nate Wiggins, but I thought about
Marlon
it.
Humphrey?
Yeah. I'm going to give the other one to Marlon. So there you go. So now we got two pick sixes right there. Kyle Hamilton, and I was going to say Wiggins, but I'm going to go with Marlon. But anyway, thank you all so much for being here. We appreciate you. We are going to get out of here and go watch some real football. We are going to go watch these Florida Gators.
Play the Candy Stripers.
Anyway, family, you make sure you stay locked in with us. Next time we have a call-in show, we'll certainly let you know. You can call in just like Manuel did. Thank you, Manuel, for being our guest for tonight. We appreciate you. We will see you all very soon. Hendo, any parting words for our family?
Yes, Caillou Blue Kelly sucks.
Big Red, you're going to have to call in next time and just kind of, share your 2 thoughts, your 2 cents on Caillou Blue, whatever.
Caillou. It's Caillou.
Caillou, whatever.